Little Bruce for you as we look at the boardwalk down at the shore. Wildwood, New Jersey. The public feud between President Trump and Bruce Springsteen intensified this month after the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer called Trump corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous. President Trump has posted on social media that Springsteen is overrated and a jerk. Fact check, neither true. And that Trump doesn't care for his radical left politics or his support of Joe Biden. Trump also posted a doctored video showing him hitting Springsteen with a golf ball. Let's bring in former White House Director of Communications to President Obama, Jen Palmieri. Her latest piece for The Bulwark is titled, How Bruce Springsteen Gave Us a Roadmap for Surviving Trump. Jen, good morning. Great to see you. You are Jersey by marriage. You are an honorary New Jerseyan, so welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So talk a little bit about what you saw in this back and forth between Bruce and the president.
So what I think what's missed, because I actually went to Manchester and saw the second show of the Land and Hopes and Dreams tour. And, you know, it is really courageous that Bruce stood up to Trump in this way. That I thought that his critique of him was really hit home because it's presented as a patriotic defense of America, right? Bruce talks about, in the America I love, this is happening. And I think that's partly like why it struck a chord with the American people. But the show is not about Trump. And what I found, you know, it was great to hear Bruce stand up to Trump the way he did. But what really moved me was when he said at the end of that litany of Trump being corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous, we will survive this, right? And that is not something, to say that America, even as you acknowledge the way that Trump fails democracy, even as you acknowledge the way that our system of checks and balances has not held him accountable, to affirm that America will survive this is really buying into the exceptional nature of America, that even though this may cause democracy may not survive, if this happened in another country, there's something innate in the American people that means we will survive this. There's something innate in the power of the American idea that means we will survive this. And, you know, I think that one of the reasons why the sort of second resistance or a response to Trump in the second term has kind of failed to take real shape, real form, is because we need a new orientation. Prior to this, like in the first term, it was, we are going to make sure he doesn't get reelected. He did. Now what? And I think we need to hold on to this belief. We will survive this, and then you know what to do to protect America to get it through.
Jen, no question, Springsteen's words were cheered by many. People were encouraged by them. But we should also take a moment to explore the other side of this, perhaps showing you just how tribal our politics are right now, how much politics becomes everyone's intrinsic part of their identity. Because after Springsteen's those things, there was a backlash, even in the Jersey Shore. We just showed that image where there were some bars, I should say, that announced they no longer want Springsteen cover bands to play there because they were so angry at what the boss himself had to say. What do you make of that? That someone who probably has been a Springsteen fan his or her entire life would be saying, no, wait, no more. I'm picking Trump over him.
I mean, this is kind of this is what you got to do at this time when we're trying to shore up these like key parts of America, is you have to pick sides. And I think that you can do this and I think what was powerful about the way Bruce did it was, like I said, he presented it as a defense of America. He's not bringing personalities into it. What he's saying is embrace the best parts of America. That is why the show starts with Land of Hope and Dreams, because what he is saying in that song is, we are going to get there. He is saying in that song, I will stand by your side. I will be your companion for this, but our faith will ultimately be rewarded. There's going to be people that might not want to hear that, but I think that, you know, this is something different, what I heard from Bruce, as opposed to, you know, not a lot of people are speaking up in the artistic community, and even as they do to attack Trump, they're not doing the second piece of this, which is to say, I still believe that America will survive this. And, you know, that part of the message is what I think hasn't necessarily gotten through yet, and why I wrote this piece, because I do think it does offer a path for those of us who are trying to figure out how do we orient ourselves in this second term to know we will survive this. If you know that, you can figure out from there how you're going to get there.
And by the way, Bruce has always been pretty transparent about his politics, and yet his fans, Republican, Democrats, everything in between, seem to stay with him. So I think he's pretty assured that'll happen again here, saying, quote, "We will survive this moment." Former White House Director of Communications to President Obama, our good friend Jen Palmieri. Jen, thanks so much. Jen's latest piece for The Bulwark is available to read online now. Still ahead on Morning Joe.
Show me sand on floor.
See, that's where all the sanding of the floor and the waxing on and off